What is the difference between THCA, CBD, Delta 8, and some of these other hemp-derived compounds?
Oh, shit.
Well, I got a board here. I did some little...
When in the CBD business, what is like a big mistake trying to get into this business? Because like it sounds complicated in the first 2 minutes already. So like
in every state that there is a THC market, like a medical and recreational market, there's always pushback against hemp, no matter what. And prohibition in the prohibition states, THCA flowers everywhere. Nobody gives a shit because.
What's up, everybody? I'm James.
I'm Marcellus.
And welcome to another episode of Issa Kickback.
What's happening?
Hey, we kicking it. Hey, and this week we have the owner-operator of North Adams Hemp, Cole. What's up, Cole?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing tonight?
Yeah, good, man. Thank you for coming and kicking it with us. I'm excited to get back into this.
I'm excited to learn because after the last episode, I was like, yeah, I got to meet this guy.
Yeah.
So let's get to it.
Yeah, if you all don't know, last year I visited Cole's farm, and we that was like the first episode where I wasn't in cam. I kind of was like interrogating him to learn about CBD
type shit.
Because I was a consumer of CBD very heavily early on when I was getting away from liquor, and I don't know, Cole was just like, I got you, don't even worry about it. So I thought that episode was really cool, and this time he's in the studio kicking it with us.
Welcome.
All right, but you guys know how we get down. First, we're going to start our episode off by setting the vibe.
Oh, yeah.
So the vibe check for this week is, don't let people with little dreams tell you yours are too big.
Yeah.
Cole, man, when you hear something like that, as someone who started a business himself, what comes to mind?
It's very true. People with small dreams and not necessarily small minds, sometimes it's the environment they put themselves in, are always gonna doubt people with the big dreams and big visions. Some of it's them trying to get you to reality. Other times it's just kind of them being down on the world and not really seeing it themselves.
Right.
Zealous?
Man, you know my motto. I see it.
Yeah, facts.
Whatever the case may be, whether it's my dreams, whether it's my goals, those are different. Whether it's a bitch on the bar, whether it's getting a new promotion on a job, I'm a shoot for it. Like my name's Stephen Curry, so
Word.
I don't let nobody else's small mind affect mine.
Word. I feel what both of y'all are saying in the sense, because we are surrounded by people who would rather view it's easier to view the world as a negative point than it is to be like, I can actually do this shit. I got its challenges. I got all this stuff. I can actually do this.
The glass is half full, not empty.
Word. So let's get right into it. Cole, since I last visited the farm, man, what's kind of changes on your end? I see you got some swag on, man.
Yeah.
So much swag on.
Yeah, that's actually 55% fiber.
All right, now.
Fiber hemp and 45% organic cotton.
Word.
Super smooth, super breathable. Pretty warm too. Keeps the breeze out when it's nice and cold, but when you're sweating, it lets the breeze in.
Word.
It's kind of has that wicking ability.
All right, now.
The material in that is actually really healthy for your skin too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So like, what people don't know is like polyester and shit like that is not good for your skin.
I know.
And regular cotton too, a little bit.
I remember having
Yeah.
polyester suits back in the day.
And a lot of that holds that detergent in. It just sponges that stuff up. And most detergents just a bunch of chemicals anyways.
Yeah.
Facts.
But man, so since then you've had your pre-rolls, you have your website, things like that. I think when we've met, you were just in the early stages of having your website developed and things like that.
I think it was 2023, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was coming right off of 2022. I had to destroy a crop because the department changed from what the regular Illinois was doing to what the USDA wanted them to do exactly, and they changed it like August 31st, so nobody had time to change over, which they changed it from like, you have to get a test before harvest, and it has to be certain labs instead of test after harvest.
So you just had to get rid of it?
Pretty much, because I was 2 weeks out of harvest. So
damn, right.
Because I was using tree lines to make it like harvest early.
Yeah.
Because of shade. But yeah, we're also doing CBDV now. This year I'm going for the highest outdoor percentage CBDV We'll see if we get up there. I think I got the highest on Pine Walker, but I can't see everybody's COA.
Now,
So
when you say highest, what do you mean by like highest? Like
highest percentage
okay.
or milligrams per gram.
Yeah, okay.
Word.
Okay.
Okay, so with that, do you think that moved? Like, do you think Illinois is moving in the right direction in regard to hemp? Because I know we've spoken on some bills they've attempted to pass, but do you think we're moving in the right direction as a state? Or
as of today, yeah. I mean, they're more distracted with other stuff right now, so
we'll take it.
Yeah, but they'll what they'll do is they have to read something 3 times before like bringing it in so they can vote on it.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do is they got something that they read 3 times. So they delete everything from that's written in that, and they just rewrite everything and they just vote on it from there to keep the title the same. So you don't even know what it is. Like the one that we was fighting in May and last session, early January, was a sexual assault bill that they just deleted everything and just put 90 pages of hemp in. So that was crazy.
What?
Yeah, it was a massage therapist misconduct bill that they just deleted and put 90 pages of hemp in.
So when it gets deleted, everything's done.
Yeah, it's just the lines through it's gone. But,
wow,
that's crazy.
But
so
we also
all our hard work just goes to waste, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much. But sometimes that's good. I mean, if they're actually listening. I mean, like with one of the good bills, we had a couple things in it, and was able to get them crossed out and rewritten. Just some common sense stuff.
Yeah.
Because the politicians really don't know what they're doing, and luckily, hemp and cannabis is kind of early enough, and they're willing to learn. Yeah. And like they don't have a preconceived notion, or if they do,
when you say tell you mean like the lawmakers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because recently they were trying to do the concealed smell test, right?
Yeah. That actually just got passed through the Senate and voted on through the Senate. It's sitting in the House now.
No shit.
As of April 13th.
Yeah. No shit. But, so, will you kind of explain that to Marcellus?
Hold on.
What's going? I mean, you don't smoke anymore, but it's still relevant for our youth. Yeah.
Stop selling weed pictures, guys. PSA. PSA.
Yeah. It's so right now, the Illinois cannabis law, when you pick it up out of a dispensary, it's supposed to be in a smell-proof packaging that a dog can't smell it through.
Okay.
And that's pretty much impossible. And Illinois is the only state to have that law. So, and if the cops smell it, it's a misdemeanor. And they can say they can smell it. It's pretty much hearsay. They say it's not hearsay because they're a law reporter, but they can't prove it. No one can prove that they can't smell it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we know how that goes.
Yeah. But we do a lot of other stuff too. We got the calendars. We got the pre-rolls. We're going to be coming out with a tallow moisturizer. It's being held up in testing right now because I'm having trouble testing the beef lipids in it. Somehow it bonds. I don't know. The chemists were talking to me about it, and all I really understood is bond with lipids. So
see, you know more than me.
Yeah.
So go ahead. So
I was just gonna ask. So, like, when in the CBD business, what is like a big mistake trying to get into this business? Because like it sounds complicated in the first 2 minutes already. So like, what the fuck? Like, what? How do you not get in trouble?
Just staying under Delta 9 THC, not doing anything too stupid. Knowing the area you're in.
I'm sure that's a big one.
Yeah. Know your people, really. I mean, a lot of people try to do everything. Sometimes that works out, but not usually. You usually got to get help from the community.
Yeah. It's a very much step-by-step process.
Yeah. And the community's pretty good too. Pretty opening. I mean, they pretty much offer wholesale price just about any other like hemp producer and shit like that. So
I'm with you.
What would you change about like the Illinois laws in regard to your industry that would make it like more sustainable?
Just go by federal guidelines instead of trying to make a industry that's federally legal. Abide by the cannabis, THC, Delta 9 THC cannabis industry. That's not even federal legal, but they want to make laws that regulate all the hemp in every state that there is a THC market, like a medical and recreational market. there's always pushback against hemp, no matter what. And in the prohibition states, THCA flowers everywhere. Nobody gives a shit because the politicians aren't getting paid a bunch of money to go against it. They're just kind of there, and they're like, okay.
But they are against the CBD hemp.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into this next part. What is the difference between THCA, CBD, Delta 8, and some of these other hemp-derived compounds?
Oh, shit.
Well, I got a board here. I did some little calculations, so...
We needed that.
Yeah,
so, like...
Hold on now. Help a brother out.
All right. So, each cannabinoid, when it grows, it grows in a crystal form, right?
Yeah.
It's also the acidic form, which is what the A stands for.
Oh, okay.
And when you heat it up or process it in other ways, it transfers over to the actual cannabinoid that most people call it. Just
this regular name.
Just a regular name. The only cannabinoid that's not hemp is Delta 9 THC, and that's why I got that in red.
That's not hemp.
Yeah.
Correct?
Well,
that's like basically what people smoke, like the trendy.
Yeah, supposedly, but that's a whole other topic later.
That's the loud. Is what I'm hearing. Is that the loud?
It's the next.
It's
the closest of the four.
We'll talk about it later. I'll see some of the questions.
For sure.
But yeah, like the THCA flower, it's not activated yet. It's not heated up yet, so technically it's still hemp. Because it has under 0.3 Delta 9 THC.
Okay.
Then, like the gummies, you can have like 10 milligram hemp D9 gummies. If the gummy's big enough where the dry weight of the gummy Delta 9 is less than 0.3. That's debatable. I mean, like that's how the law states right now, but that's debated a lot in a lot of different places.
Okay. So with the THCA, so how long has THCA been on the shelves in Illinois? What number comes?
Always. I mean, most of what you see.
It's been for sale. Always?
Yeah. Pretty much what you see in the dispensary is mostly THCA. I mean, you can pull up any dispensary, and most of the Delta 9 content's under 0.3, especially under 0.35. But there's a lot of them that aren't. But I haven't pulled it up in a while, so I can't really say for sure. But there's definitely,
yeah. So they could go to like a regular CBD store, get the THCA at like a fraction of the price.
Yeah, and only have to pay whatever the regular sales tax is there.
Yeah, and
some places in Chicago are different.
Yeah, but it would
different wards are getting different.
They would get ultimately like the same result that they're looking for. Or
usually. Yeah. I mean, to get better, you really have to get like a home grower.
Yeah,
but the legalities on that, can't really say that.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
But anybody can grow their 5 plants or medical plants. Any medical patient can grow their 5 plants.
Yeah. So is there a real difference between THCA and THC?
Yeah, there really is. I mean, you can feel the difference if people that really need it, really need the Delta 9 THC.
Sure.
But more of the rec users use the THCA.
Okay.
But I mean, if you're using it I can't tell you to process it yourself unless you're a medical patient.
Yeah,
doing your own thing. But you can get the raw cannabinoid and put it in the oven and activate it yourself. You can get whatever one you want. I mean,
you're about to save some people some money, Cole.
I'm saying
if they listen.
Yeah. What's your website? Shout it out real quick.
NorthAdamsHemp.com. Check us out. If you
plug it.
We can get you to whatever you need if you see something that we don't have.
So I'm trying to word my questions correctly. What if I'm trying to not get high, but like not high, if that makes sense? Like what if I'm like just trying to like get my body right, but not like get stoned? Where should I go for that?
About all the other cannabinoids on this besides THCA and Delta 9 THC. The THCV can be intoxicating, but it's mainly appetite suppressant.
Mm-hmm.
So
appetite suppressor.
Yeah, instead of making you hungry, it makes you like not hungry. But I'm told the CBDV does that a little bit too, but it does more for nausea, few other things.
What about anxiety?
Yeah, pretty much all cannabinoids help with anxiety. That's like anxiety and inflammation. That's like given on just about all of them. I mean, I don't like telling people it can help with their anxiety because then they're like if they're having anxiety, they try to like, they're like, oh, you said it works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
But
not what
like,
he's saying.
but if you use it and it helps, yeah. But I like telling them if they have anxiety and inflammation, tell them to use it for the inflammation and see how it works with anxiety. I mean,
Yeah, I can attest that it helped me with mine.
yeah.
So you came to how I met you was pretty much the music video, and then from there we developed a sort of
Well,
friendship.
through your brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The music video, and we kind of developed a friendship in a sense because you've always supported me. Came out to the farm. I attempted to make those calendar shoots.
You'll make one.
Yeah, one of these days. It is important to me that I get out there because you've always supported me.
Yeah.
But
Put you on a puzzle that's even better. They don't expire.
But so when I was attempting to get sober and like really detaching from liquor and things like that, I relied a lot on CBD. So first it was a flower, because the gummies was just not in my price range.
I respect the honesty.
I should be honest. But so CBD did help me come a long way, and I do use it now just for calming times and things like that. So I will say it has helped my anxiety. It's definitely helped my inflammation. And people don't realize what inflammation actually is, and it's so many things that messes with your body. So I would encourage people to kind of look into that. But it's been super beneficial to me, and it's honestly just pocket friendly too.
I was just about to ask, if you had the money, which did you prefer, the flower or the gummy?
As a black man, I preferred the gummy. Like just
Can you expound on that?
just there's no smell, things like that. Like my current living situation at the time, I would constantly be accused of smoking in the house, and really I just had it in the house. So you know, just it's little things like that. It was like traveling with it and things like that. You know, those precautions. But it was like, you know, I did the jar thing, but it was like as soon as you open it, it's the whole house. Yeah. So
got some loud. Okay.
This doesn't show up on drug tests, correct?
Yes and no.
That's not what I was looking for. I need a solid yes or no. I'm just joking.
I mean, depends how much money they're spending on the test. I mean, there's a difference between $100 test and a $1,000 test or more.
Word.
Same as
I don't know.
To the people that's
or
listening,
how much you use and stuff like that.
I don't use none. I'm sober as a wise man.
So how do you think? Do you feel like consumers are like more educated? Are they starting to get more educated on the differences, or do you?
Yes and no. The people that are open minded to it. A lot of people. Well, the Delta 8. A lot of that was fake. Because it wasn't fake. It was a real thing, and it would do the same effects, but they're making it by chemical reaction and not a natural extraction. Like they'd take the CBD distillate, I think, put heptane in it.
Did you do this?
No, I don't know how to do that.
No, did you know this? I'm sorry.
I didn't know. I didn't know it. That's the answer to that. But I always knew that they would try to make something out of nothing with it, like they do everything.
That's true. Those damn people.
I mean, it's Delta 8 THC is close to Delta 9. Mm-hmm. It's just they just itemize the cell different. I don't know.
Okay.
I've heard that before. I don't know if it's what it means.
So we spoke on the flower and the gummies, and we got your swagger. How do you like present these different types of like CBDs that you have? How do you get it to the people? What's your way of promoting? You know, I see like the pre-rolls. So how do you market it, and how do you plan to market it in the future?
A lot of human trials and stuff like that.
Human trials.
People trying. Not like a big human like.
I'm sorry.
We don't got that funding like that, but like
I'm with you.
Here's a sample. Try it.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
My first gummies were a sample for free from him.
Yeah.
I'm scared. I want to try it, but it's been so long.
But yeah, we're coming out with a moisturizer too. It's
I think that's a great move.
It's a grass-fed beef tallow base, all organic grass-fed beef with beeswax and a couple other things in it, and CBD and CBG. Okay. I talked about the testing on it earlier.
It's like lotion you just rubbing on.
Yeah.
Now, what are the benefits to the tallow and things like that?
It's all natural. I'll have to look into it a lot more because it's a beauty product. I mean, I'm a man, so I don't know a lot about that.
Yeah. No, I've heard really good things about tallow.
Yeah, it's natural. It's It's beef fat. Like they used to use whale blubber for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's high end beef fat.
Hold on. Well, what?
Whale blubber fat.
Oh Lord.
They used to fucking burn that shit, put it on their skin, do everything with it.
What is in these stuff, man?
So what do you think is like the product that has like the highest demand, and why do you think it's that product?
Just depends how you market it. I mean, there's some shops that are just selling THCA like it's going out of style. There's some shops that are educated. They're selling a little bit of everything. There's some shops with like THCV tinctures that are very educated and they're using it for weight loss and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there's some shops are like medicine men, kind of.
Okay.
Kind of like a shaman almost.
Yeah.
I did that.
But it's just how they market it, really.
Yeah.
Which product are you most excited to have right now?
The pre-rolls.
The pre-rolls.
Pre-rolls.
Are you still doing those yourself, or?
No, I'm doing it with Kaylee's cannabis conjurations out of Adair, Illinois.
Oh, word, over near home.
Yeah, she's very talented at processing and everything. She's only has like a half acre to work with, but she grows more pounds than me this year.
Oh,
damn.
Her lowers are a lot cleaner than mine.
Okay.
So if I have any issues with it, I just leave the plant in the field. So
word. That's dope. Shout out to her.
But yeah, she has a few conditions, and sometimes she's in a chair, sometimes she's walking around.
So this is like a real thing for her.
Okay. She actually has a shop out of her farm, out in there. She says she has some Amish people come by and use it for the medicine and stuff.
I believe it.
I do believe that. Yeah, that's hard.
They be in Macomb too, Amish people.
Really?
Yeah.
I just ran into an Amish lady the other day at Aldi's.
Yeah, we gotta get in good with them.
I want to like start a Amish people to listen. I know you're not.
Hell no.
But come on the pod. I want to talk to you.
That would be cool.
That would be hard. Anywho.
So let's talk about Pine Walker, because this is a new strand for you.
Yes. It's a CBD CBD VA strain. All the information on it's pretty small, but you can see it.
Yeah.
You zoom in on it. It's 20.4% total cannabinoids. That pops right off. You squeeze it. No, it's kind of child-proof. I mean, a child would probably get it before an adult does.
All right now.
And we will be taking those, and we're going to be infusing them. And for the entourage effect coming out, use different cannabinoids.
So, all right. So you have this back here. What does this go for? What's the range on this?
That's about $35 or so.
Okay.
Just depends on the day.
And what's the size in there?
That's a half ounce.
For $35?
Yeah. We're doing ounces for like 60, 65, and they come with stuff and puff cones, and the ounces come with the peels, the fruit leather pre-rolls.
This thing on the back, you want me to show it?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Okay.
No. That's not the peels.
Okay.
That's the other guys. They sent me a shitload of them.
Oh, okay.
So I just kind of put them in with the other ones. Those are the stuff and puffs.
Can you repeat the prices again? A half ounce is what?
A half ounce of this is 35.
35, 30.
And then an ounce is 60?
60, 65.
Oh, man. All right.
So I haven't tried this one at all. What made you want to add a different strain this year?
Because the new cannabinoid without getting... Because if you see, it's like 9% CBDA and like 8 and some change of CBD VA.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can be like, if you like CBD, try this. It's a little added effect, and it's not the CBDA is still 9%. A lot of this people are lucky to have 10% CBDA, and when they're just growing CBD, so it's a little bit of everything. So when we come out with the entourage effect, it should be pretty good. It should be like 30-40%.
Yeah.
I don't know how much extract we're gonna put on it, or hash or whatever we're using.
Till you get the lab back, or word, dude. That's crazy. I'm so impressed by that because, as Marcella said, I'm not super knowledgeable.
We did like 325 in 3 or 4 hours.
Dang.
No shit.
And had them in the tube labeled.
Oh, shit.
Y'all are getting shit done.
I'm saying
she don't mess around.
This is a lot.
What's like the biggest challenge for you in this industry?
Politicians. I mean, that thing in May, when it went through the Senate, there was only one Senate person to vote against it, and they didn't give it a no. They voted a present. I mean, it's a political thing.
Yeah.
He's gained respect since then. I mean, he's always had our respects for standing up for us, but
Yeah.
would have liked it to be a no. But he's a good guy. Senator Preston, he's a good guy.
Okay.
Sound like a similar question.
Then they did a lame duck session, which after the veto session, which they should have got it done in the veto session. What they do is they have the regular session from like whenever they feel like starting in January to end of May or early June.
Mm-hmm.
And then they governor has to like November, October or something like that to either send stuff back or sign it. And the veto session is supposed to be whatever he vetoes and whatever else they feel like, but they couldn't even get the hemp stuff that they wanted done then, so they called it. They were swearing people in on the Tuesday. They called everybody back on the Sunday, and
On a Sunday?
yeah, on a Sunday, and just kind of had session until different sessions, but they never had the spot. The governor was pissed off.
I bet.
Yeah, well, one of the people ended up crying. One of the governor's people ended up crying.
Yeah.
Because the whole social equity issue with it.
Yeah.
Because cannabis craft, a lot of the cannabis craft licenses are called social equity licenses, but they just kind of went to anybody with enough money.
Yeah.
And even if you did get it, you still need at least $3 million to get it going. You can't really have
So,
bank loans are hard to get and shit like that.
speaking of money, to get in this business or to stay consistent, you gotta like put your time and money into it.
Yeah, it's like anything else, but it's not. I mean, a license like $500 a year, but you want to get a hemp growers and a hemp processor license, so it's two different licenses.
Right.
So one's to grow it, one's to do anything with it.
And they're $500 a piece.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can get multiple years going, but you have to be zoned agricultural land. Like, you can't be in a city right now.
Like
Well, there's some that are fighting because originally they let them do it for 3 years, and they're just taking people's licenses because they're not zoned right.
Right.
So, with that being said about the licenses and trying to figure out how to kind of go about which licenses to get for how many years and the changes from the zoning, how do you kind of decide what products to develop, and then what makes the difference between like a high quality and a low quality hemp product?
What type of ingredients go into it on the quality side? You want to make sure you have quality ingredients. It's like a pizza. You don't want to have a Domino's pizza. You know what I mean?
My daughter likes Domino's. No comment. Domino's, we fuck with
I don't
you.
know. I kind of like it.
Or Little Caesars, you know.
I got you.
You one or the other. You
Yeah.
know, everybody doesn't like.
Okay, you don't want to go into something with like Domino's or Casano expectations and you get Little Caesars type shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
And there's a lot of box stores, like vape shops and stuff that are selling like Chinese ones. They ship them in. They're not even. They might be compliant. They don't know.
I don't know about
They have a COA for them, but I mean they're not from a license.
Yeah.
For someone domestically, so like you never know what's actually in them, let alone all the other ingredients they can be putting in them.
Yeah. So for you, how do you kind of move products in the sense of have you developed a storefront? Do people visit you at the farm or?
No, I do a bunch of delivery and mail because it's federally legal. We can mail it anywhere.
Hold on, though.
Yeah. I've had packages stopped and opened and they continue. So
stopped and opened.
Yeah, they stopped. There was one a few years back that he said, "How much cherry wine can you fit in one of these boxes, a flat rate box?" So I weighed it in the box, then bagged it up and put it back in the same box. So it smelled really bad because all the trichomes on the box and stuff. Yeah. And it's sent all the way to Oregon. So
you don't have to do
it ended up showing up like 2 weeks late, but it was definitely open. But it still showed up. So
you don't have to do like the coffee beans and shit like that to cover up.
No, we put a waiver in there. It's just a statue on it.
Can anybody access those waivers or?
Pretty much. I mean,
swear.
And they're just like typed up.
Yeah. Damn, that's
reminders.
Nuts. Yeah, that's nuts actually.
And actually, like, we had an event the other day that the cops thought it was a cannabis event, but it's really a hemp event. So they said that we couldn't have it. Then we ended up having it because it's a hemp event. It's not THC.
Yeah.
Which cannabis technically is hemp because it's the same plant family.
Right.
Mhm.
But the legal definition of cannabis in Illinois is the THC medical side. So that's a lot of confusion between the talking. But
Yeah.
It's confusing for me.
but product wise, it's just whatever seems right, and whatever you want to get it tested really well. I have a research lab that does a lot of development testing for me.
Yeah.
Because at Spoon River College, I donate them a bunch of seeds to sprout. They do everything from it's in Macomb. It's in
Yeah.
Macomb. I don't even think you have to be. I think it's a certificate class. You don't have to be in the other classes for it even. But yeah, they do everything from processing it after harvest to growing indoors to then they're starting to do a outdoor
shit.
semester now.
That's fire.
That
So-
was fire.
Since you donate the seeds, they don't charge you?
No,
That
I
boy
donate enough seeds and they don't charge me
How'd
for
you-
testing.
Hold on, how do you even know to do that? Like,
I don't know. It worked.
So it's kind of like a negotiation,
Yeah.
like, hey, if I do this, will you guys?
Yeah, and I had a bunch of seeds anyways.
Yeah,
So-
you might as well get them tested for free.
right.
Nah, I respect it.
What is the competition like in this business?
There's a lot of copycats. There's a lot of white labeling, which is when you take somebody else's product, package it yourself, put other labels on it, and just say it's yours. There's a lot of that going on.
Does that get frustrating to you? Like,
Yes and no. I mean, I understand it. Like you need to like supply the demand,
yeah,
but you can put the bot or like on those pre-rolls is processed by Kaylee's Cannabis Conjurations, so you can put something like that on it and it's not going to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I
But
mean?
you're talking about like people who like, let's say they buy a half ounce, right? And then they repackage it in like something trendy.
Yeah, they buy like a pound and they just break it down and just call it their own.
Yeah, okay. Damn, that's nuts. I mean, I always knew it happened, but damn.
yeah, that's all.
I mean, it happens with a lot of other projects like franchising and stuff. But
I bet. So what's a challenge you have when it comes to like getting in store? Because you do a lot of wholesale too, right?
yeah.
So what's some of the? Tell us about that process. Actually.
It's just getting demand for the first non-intoxicating products, getting people educated, just getting it moving at first. I mean,
how do you go about like selecting places to place it, or do you just look for someone that automatically does hemp?
it's
First
like a
come,
vibe
first
check
serve.
thing
Word.
and a couple other things. It's just by feel mostly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you already have built-in relationships with these people?
yeah. I have a Your CBD store in Quincy, Big Heads, Hannibal, Jacksonville, Maplewood, Prairie State Hemp, Springfield, and a few others who we're kind of working with. Cannabis, Kaylee's Cannabis Conjurations, our pre-rolls are there now.
Okay.
So we do a 50-50 split with her. We did the pre-rolls, so
Damn,
Yeah.
that boy cold. That's network cold.
Yeah, I'm about to
there's
say,
a
yeah,
few
he
other
moving.
ones coming that's going to be coming
Yeah.
because all the products I'm coming out, I'm working with other people with.
Okay, so it's like a collaborative thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
got you.
That's
Got you.
network.
I'll give them the
Cool.
flower and they process it.
Oh.
Is there a way to even get into hemp without networking like that, or not really?
You can. I mean, anybody can really get the license if you zoned right and your record. I mean, they let just about anybody.
Yeah.
So, speaking of that, from your perspective, is there like a diverse group of people in it? Or is
Yeah. A big diverse group of people, especially the ones left over.
What do you mean leftover?
Yeah.
Well, there's been like with the 2022 thing, that's
Mhm.
got a lot of people.
What was
Then
the 2022 thing?
I talked about it earlier. We can go back into it. It's when they changed the laws from the Delta 9 after
Yeah.
harvest to the total THC
Got you. I didn't know it was that. So,
before harvest,
Yeah.
which is THCA times 0.87 repeating plus Delta 9 THC equals total THC. And that's what we in Illinois are held to for on pre-harvest testing, the total THC. And these are the ones for CBD and CBG as well. I mean, and all the other cannabinoids. That's how you found it. It's the CBD or the acidic form times 0.877 plus the non-acidic form would equal the total cannabinoid of that cannabinoid.
Learn some shit today, huh, fellas?
I learned a lot. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna have to listen back just to taking all in because I really am learning a lot of shit.
But yeah, that if you look at that picture of us on the steps in the State House, I don't think you can find a more.
You did send me that.
I don't think you can find a more diverse group of people in Illinois, really.
Word.
Especially all in the State House together on the same purpose.
Yeah.
Like, we try to look at things like politicians wise, not as Democrat as Republican. We try to look at them as like the majority party and the minority party, especially with this issue, because like the Texas Republicans and the Chicago Democrats have the same exact view on it because they're getting paid to do that. So like both extremes are like, just because of the minority party, they're just getting money from cannabis companies to say certain things.
Yeah.
So we'll see how the Farm Bill comes out nationally. That's what we're pretty much all waiting for.
When is that supposed to come out?
2016. Well, we're on the 2018 Farm Bill now. It's supposed to come out in every 6 years.
Okay.
So it's supposed to come out in 2023 to be in 2024, and we're in no sight of the Farm Bill right now.
Gotcha.
So
what advice would you give to someone that like they're interested, they're curious, because you might have to play episode 1 to really hear about your story on how and why you got started. But what advice would you give to someone that's just starting out or interested in starting out?
Ask as many people in the community as you can for advice and insight.
Yeah.
Especially in your micro community and the state. Because you never know who might be willing to help you instead of being a competitor.
That's deep right there.
Yeah. Especially with how much networking you pretty much just dropped. And,
I'm going to list out 10 people.
Yeah.
When do you see this business in the next 5 years?
I don't know. It depends where it's allowed to be.
Fair enough.
I mean, if cannabinoid restrictions are too heavy, you might have to go to fiber or grain. Really don't want to, but
yeah. Well, shit. Fair enough.
Which you can't really. It's a different strain completely. The fibers that like the hemp everybody thinks about when they first think of hemp. It's that tall shit in the field, and the grain's smaller. It's just for the seeds. It's for like animal feed for chickens and stuff. Which I have about 15 chickens. I've been feeding them that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which you have some hemp eggs you're gonna try.
Oh, they're hemp eggs?
Yeah. They're fed hemp seed meal. And their treats.
You got hemp eggs?
Yeah, he brought some over. Is it good?
They're higher in omegas and everything else, and protein probably. I'll have to pull up something on that.
No, that's crazy. I'm glad you said that because I thought they were just like me. We talk almost every other day, right?
Yeah.
So I see the chickens and stuff like that. So that's cool that you give that's also incorporated into their life.
And I got the chickens to eat insects and for the compost.
Yeah, and then it's kind of just
they eat the insects and what the food I give them. I haven't started free ranging them yet since they fly, and there's a tree right there.
Yeah,
but there's a bunch of
eggs. They
okayed that like mid 2024, maybe earlier.
Really?
You can give the laying hens up to 20% hemp seed to their diet, and
how do you monitor that though?
By weight, supposedly.
Oh, okay.
So like you can just mix their feed with it, but I've been doing it with their snacks.
Oh, okay.
Because of cost right now. But we're going to be working with somebody in Michigan. It sounds like we're going to be having probably like $40, 50 pounds of hemp meal feed. Depends on the shipping right now.
Dang.
Is the eggs good?
Oh, yeah.
He's an egg eating motherfucker.
I'll give him the eggs.
I had 6 this morning.
I had 6 this morning.
I had 4 earlier.
Yeah, see?
I'll share them with you.
Like the yellows are the same size, but the whites aren't as big, but they're more filling.
Say less. Yeah, let me know.
They're newer chickens, and like the most laying hens have bigger eggs, but they're medium to large eggs, not the extra large.
Hey, I might have to give me some eggs, y'all.
So Cole, you kind of sent before we wrap up. You sent me and Marcella some stuff that you kind of wanted to discuss. The floor is yours if you want to take it, man.
Which one? I sent you guys a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Man, this guy sent a lot of shit.
He wanted an uptate, so I was like, well,
I did.
No, it's not a negative thing. Yeah. We want to give you the chance to just share it with our listeners.
Which ones are we talking about? I'm good with sharing anything. I don't.
There it is. Share anything.
The floor is yours.
I feel like I'm on the spot. Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting that, y'all.
I'm good with questions.
Cole, man, it was dope kicking with you. I'm so glad you were able to make it and kind of come into our area. You know, when I first sat down or thought of having you on, we didn't have no really foundation to do that.
Yeah.
So you invited us out to the farm, and Marcellus looks forward to making that trip. And...
I can't wait. I'm going to give me some more eggs. Learn some more shit. Cause I really learned a lot just sitting here and listening to everything you've been saying. Cause
we're gonna actually bring in sweet corn and sunflowers this year as well. The sunflowers are for the chickens and a buffer on the sweet corn in between the sweet corn and hemp. Sweet corn are going to be selling at the end of the driveway there.
Yeah, see.
See, I told you something would pop up.
Yeah.
I got a random question.
Yeah.
How many contacts is in your phone? Because you was naming off like a lot of people. You got a lot of contacts?
I don't know. For my insurance job, I probably have 33, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 just for the insurance job. And that's from different bosses and people with the company calling me in the last 2.5 years.
I want to know people.
But on the business cards I put them in a little book thing. They have business cards books for them.
Yeah.
With like leather outside and like 3 cards on each page. So those 2 pages. So
that's dope. So adding sunflowers, adding sweet corn,
puzzles maybe.
Puzzles.
Adding
to yeah.
I want to do
puzzles with the pictures.
Yeah. So one more time, where can they shop and just learn more about North Adams Hemp?
NorthAdamsHemp.com. Mm-hmm. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook as well.
Word. Well, Cole, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you
taking the time. With that said, I'm James.
I'm Marcellus.
And this was a Kickback. Peace.